Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to one more late match here tonight in the CGL playoffs. We've got a juggernaut of a team here today to play for us. It's Team Big Dog versus Guardia Astral, and I am joined by Dexatron. How you feeling, Dex?
Man, I am feeling good, and like you said, Team Big Dog comes in here as the #1 overall seed, only losing one series so far this season, and that was in the mid-season tournament. But other than that, perfection. Not dropped a series, not dropped a map. Guardia Astral, on the other hand, coming into this one with a much different record, had to upset their way to get to this matchup here, so they're hoping to keep the Cinderella story alive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to harp too much on it, right? Because we know that Team Big Dog is a very good team with a lot of very, very good players. Definitely one of the front runners to take the tournament. I think right now we've got a kind of a three-headed dragon of teams that could win this tournament. I think it'll be between Short Bus, Big Dog, and Red Team. But first, yeah, here's the bracket. We've got Team Big Dog versus Guardia Astral. They're up on the top. This is the winners quarterfinals. So moving forward into the semifinals, the winner of this match will take on the winner of Blue Team versus Lunaris. So another really good team there in that series. Just gonna have to wait to see what that next match is gonna look like. But like you said, Guardia Astral had we're singing a much different tune about how Guardia Astral's season went. Definitely an underdog in this match, unfortunately, and they've got a really big hill to climb. So let's take a look at the hill. It's going to be Team Big Dog, Nuke, Godspeed on the DPS, V on the tank, and Scatter and Paradox in the backline. A scary team to be sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also have to consider they have 5 more players sitting on the bench. And I believe me and you casted their first round matchup, and we didn't see any swaps come in for them. So these 5 are really good. They work really good together. But like you were saying, their team that they are placing tonight in Guardia Astral are coming in as the underdogs, and let us introduce you to them now. Their DPS line of Skull and Kratos, Hyper being their tank, Land and Dante being your support line. And I mean, you talked about it. They had to upset their way to get here into the second round of upper or winners bracket here. And I always like to say, when a team has momentum, they are hard to beat. Even though Team Big Dog comes in as that #1 team, the one team that everyone's has that target on their back to try to beat, Guardia Astral, I mean, they were able to sweep their first round opponent. I believe they might be able to give Team Big Dog a fight here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we play the games, right? We don't just give someone the trophy. So, I'm looking for Guardia Astral to try and make some noise here in this match. But regardless of who wins, who loses this match, we're going to have to start somewhere, and that map is going to be Antarctic Peninsula.
Yeah, the newest of the control maps here. And you see a lot of teams actually kind of pick this map when it's in the pool to try to get away from maps like Lijiang Tower and Ilios a little bit. And those are 2 other maps that are in this pool. So you're seeing Team Big Dog here maybe potentially picking this one because, hey, they they've been playing Legion Tower, they've been playing Elios, they want to play something a little bit different here. But it all really comes down to what kind of playstyle they want to play in. They did tell us that their favorite meta was ball meta. I don't necessarily know if that's what to expect here on Antarctic Peninsula, but it might be something we do see come out from them. But as we're kind of seeing, some teases from them right now, it seems like maybe a Sigma, and a hell, at high level play like this is, Sigma kind of is king at the moment when it comes to tanks.
That post style has never found its way into meta. A lot of teams still want to be running their comfort compositions. I've seen a lot of Reinhardt, a lot of Orisa, and also a lot of Sigma though. So, Team Big Dog, I feel like, the last time I watched Team Big Dog, yeah, okay, so it's going to be the Orisa versus the Sigma. The last time I saw Big Dog, Paradox was on Moira. So, and by the way, Dex, it wasn't me. You might have casted Team Big Dog, but I wasn't there.
Yeah, but you look at what Team Big Dog's bringing out here. You see both teams actually coming out with that Mei. I feel like Mei is kind of the focal point of these two rosters here. You really want to see the Mei kind of make space, divide that tank away from the rest of their team here. Big Dog, though, bringing out that Lucio, they want to play a little bit faster than what Guardia Astral wants to try to play with here, bringing out the more damage-focused team.
Yeah, so Team Big Dog and Guardia Astral getting ready to clash here on Icebreaker. We'll get right into the action. It'll be Nuke throwing in that tactical grenade into the high ground. Kratos has already dropped on into the wheels mode. A good wall by Skull, not able to find anything there, but it'll be Paradox that's able to take down Kratos early. That is most of the damage here for Guardia Astral. Scatter and be able to run Hyper down, and Team Big Dog comes out on top of this first fight.
Yeah, Kratos falling there first, followed by Hyper, and now Skull. The Guardia Astral at the moment should be just trying to run back to spawn and regroup here. Big Dog wants to play very aggressively, very far up here. They want to get in your face. They want to make it uncomfortable. And look at Paradox right now. 92% to that ant matrix. They're going to have that ready to go here, and you might just see them pop that off the moment they see any member of Guardia.
Yeah, I mean, a 45-second window is pretty ridiculous. But we're getting into this next fight here. Dante on the Yari throws over that pylon to get that extra little bit of healing. A nice little headshot there on the PogChamp, but not able to find a final blow. PogChamp's pretty far in the back line, just throwing in their own icicles. The kinetic grasp, and Paradox going to throw out the window, but Skull is able to find Nuke early. So a great pick there for Guardia Astral. The Immortality Field is used as Landa is able to drop their own Amplification Matrix. Team Big Dog is more than happy to just walk out of the way of that, and Guardia Astral finds some footing here on Icebreaker.
If you have to give Guardia Astral a huge credit there. Being able to find Nuke while that Ant Matrix was just about to come out basically made that Ant Matrix worth nothing there for Team Big Dog. Now Guardia Astral has the point. They're coming up on all the ultimates they have. Same thing for Team Big Dog. So we're going to see a very heavily invested ult fight come out from the two teams. I'm watching out for the combo of the Terra Surge and the Artillery from Team Big Dog. But Guardia Astral, they do have their own kind of combos they can play with as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Airstrike, the Flux, the Captive Sun, they have so much they could do here. And the thing they're going to do is the Flux, Captive Sun, but Nuke and V get to work the Terra Surge out, dealing so much damage. The Airstrike from Nuke finds a pick, and V and Nuke do so much there to take that point back.
Yeah, and if you're Guardia Astral, Dante, you're probably wishing you had that Captive Sun back. You did hear, you were looking for that combo there with the Flux from Hyper. Just didn't end up finding any value with it, mostly because Scatter did use their beat to try to cancel out, one, the Flux, and then two, the Captive Sun right after that. You are still holding on to this Artillery and Blizzard. PogChamp, the only one really holding on to ultimate right now. Paradox, so will be able to build up their own damage, as you already seen the Artillery come out here from Kratos, focusing in on that backline.
Here's the Airstrike out, trying to find a pick, won't be able to get it. Skull drops the Blizzard, but Ice Block for PogChamp, Fortified for V, and Dante's able to find PogChamp, but at 92%, Guardia Astral is on the ropes and reeling, and that will be Team Big Dog taking Icebreaker.
Yeah, and I mean, Team Big Dog played that really good there. They only had that one little slip-up fight when Guardia Astral was able to find Nuke out early, and that kind of tells you how much Big Dog is really focusing in on, or really wants to make sure Nuke stays alive. A lot of their damage comes from that Bastion. The Bastion really doesn't play that far of forward, kind of sitting in midline. Normally, where you see a DPS, most of your DPS, and maybe some of your supports there. But now you're seeing a swap come out here from Team Big Dog. V going over to the Sigma now, wants to get off of that brawl kind of style they were playing, go over to a little bit more poke. Nuke can come out on the Symmetra here, just get a TP there closer. But you look at Guardia Astral, really no swaps away from from when Hyper swapped over to the Orisa about halfway through Icebreaker here. Now you're seeing Landa go over to the Lucio. They realize speed needs to be a big factor with their team, especially with Hyper being the Orisa, not necessarily known for her mobility.
Nuke switching over to the Sojourn after TPing Team Big Dog out of spawn. A bit, the tank role reversal here. V coming out on that Sigma, gonna hope to deal a lot of damage with those Hyper Spheres. Hyper getting aggressive here, a good wall from Skull and able to take down Paradox early. Scatter is going to even it up on the Orisa though. So a bit of a trade here for these two teams. Ice Block is out for PogChamp, and V is on the point. Paradox will be returning soon, but not before Nuke is able to take down Dante. So Team Big Dog slowly but surely are bringing this fight out here. It's just Hyper left alive on the point. Skull is coming back, but has to use the Ice Block early. I mean, Landa is able to drop that Immortality Field after coming back, but it's going to be Team Big Dog taking the flip here.
Yeah, and honestly, Team Big Dog won that fight once they were able to get Hyper off that high ground, and then a little bit of a cherry on top. They're finding Landa out very late, going to force a little bit of a stagger there from them. And look at Team Big Dog right now. Nuke gonna have that overclock ready to go. PogChamp will be able to build up to that Blizzard. V will be able to have the Flux ready. You look at Guardia Astra, they're not really gonna have anything this fight. Yeah, they had the Amp Matrix, but that's not gonna get you a lot considering what you're walking into with Team Big Dog. If you're gonna use this Amp Matrix, you use it early before they're able to build up anything.
PogChamp cut out, but Hyper thrown to the ground by the Accretion, and the window does come out early. They're able to find PogChamp through the window, but Nuke is going to work with this overclock. It's 2 for Guardia Astral, but Nuke is evening it up. Nuke with 3. Nuke with 4. The Sojourn for Guardia Astral going to work. The Terra Surge comes out. Doesn't have a slide anymore. Nuke goes down, and it's Scatter versus Hyper. Scatter pinned to the wall, and Guardia Astral come out on top from a clutch play from Hyper.
Yeah, even with Nuke finding all those picks there with that overclock, most of the damage is pretty much done from that Amp Matrix from Landa. They were able to find a couple kills off that, allowing Hyper to feel free to use that Terra Surge there, find the picks they need to, and because of how sturdy Orisa is able to survive a lot, they didn't really need to worry about dying.
And Hyper immediately dropping down, using that Fortify there, and Skull came out of the Ice Block a little too early there. Hyper did find PogChamp, but goes it down eventually, and Team Big Dog is just going to take it right back.
And I'm going to say this, we've seen 2 Captain Suns here from Dante. I don't think really any of them have found any value yet or have even hit anyone at the moment. So that's a huge ultimate, especially for Guardia Astral. One that could flip a fight, but just not seeing it there. But your Team Big Dog, you use a lot of ultimates in that fight. The Flux, the Blizz, and the Amp Matrix. And beat, relatively soon or relatively before that one here. If you're Guardia Astral, you find a pick here, you go in expecting Kratos to be able to build up that artillery incredibly fast.
And Kratos dropping down into wheels on the Bastion on the height. Not going to find a lot of damage. Paradox will, though. Kratos goes it down early. Nuke rips Landa's head off, and Dante getting very, very aggressive here. That pylon cannot save you forever, and Scatter finds both the pylon and Dante, and it's just Hyper left, and they're going to be lucky to get another fight here.
Yeah, Kratos on this soldier might be able to get there, but they're taking the fight instead.
Yeah, Nuke is going to be able to find Kratos here, and as we watch the point go over, Team Big Dog takes Antarctic Peninsula.
Yeah, and honestly, Guardia Astral did have their, bright spots throughout this map. Team Big Dog, I mean, they played it almost perfectly here. When Guardia Astral won fights, Team Big Dog made sure that they were getting out of those fights early or dying incredibly quick. Guardia Astral, the only fights they were really able to win were off of fights where they had a lot of ultimates going into it, or Team Big Dog, they would use an ultimate and almost never find really any value off of it here. But Big Dog, I mean, that's pretty much been their season, it seems. They're always able to kind of learn from what the other team wants to do, maybe lose a fight here and there, and then come right back and win the next fight pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they're very adaptable, and like we said earlier, they have a very, very big team. So if they think that they might have struggled, they didn't struggle much. Red team was the only obstacle that they had all season. But if they thought, hey, maybe that map, despite us winning it, we felt a little bit slow, we're gonna throw someone else in. Doesn't look like we'll get anything like that here, as not many of the Team Big Dog players are in the lobby at the moment. But it's gonna be up to Guardia Astral. They don't have much in the way of reserves of their own. So it's going to be up to those 5 players: Kratos, Skull, Hyper, Landa, Dante. How can they adapt? I don't know. There hasn't been a team other than Red Team, like I said, that has been able to figure out Team Big Dog. So they've still got a big hill to climb. But they like you said, they had their moments. They were able to win fights. And there are some teams that can say that they never won a fight against Team Big Dog, so they can definitely build on something.
Yeah, absolutely. But like you were saying, I mean, Guardia Astral does have some subs that they could bring in. I don't know if there are any that are in the lobby, but we could see people get invited into the server very lately to make that sub here. They do have not as many, but I believe they have 2. So we could see some swaps come from them here. But like you said, I would imagine it's going to be these core 5 for both teams here throughout the majority of this series. But we talk about Big Dog, learning from Guardia. During that first map there, they would lose a team fight, learn a little bit, come back in and apply what they learned almost immediately. Your Guardia Astral, yeah, you lost that first map there, but I felt like you learned a little bit about how Team Big Dog really wants to play here. And they're going to bring us to a map at some point here that they think that, they want to kind of show what kind of meta or composition they want to run. While, the hybrid maps are either Blizzworld, Hollywood, Numbani, or Kings Row. I mean, we saw them play Brawl a little bit and poke a little bit into Team Big Dog. Didn't necessarily have much success, but they were able to slow them down a little bit. If they want to completely throw a curveball out there, go to Numbani. I think that would be an interesting pick for them. And I know you're making that noise there because I also saw what map it is too.
Yeah, no curveball. It's a fastball. It's going to be Kings Row, straight down the middle like everybody else. Guardia Astral gonna want to play some Brawl, some Rush, maybe. Try and throw a wrench into Team Big Dog's plans.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talk about every time we see Kings Row, Scrims Row. I mean, it's the most known map in Overwatch for a reason. It is the most played map in Overwatch for a reason. A lot of people like it. It was a huge Brawl map, and everyone loves Brawl. Who doesn't? But in Overwatch 2, it has slowly started to shift away from a Brawl-focused map to maps where you can see Rush, where you can see Poke, Dive. Almost every other comp come out and work. If you're Guardia Astral, you're bringing us to this map for a reason. It's whether you think your Brawl is a little bit better than Team Big Dog or one that you think will just be able to overpower them at points because you just need to cap the first point to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I mean, in Team Big Dog, they're going to come out with they're going to come out swinging. They're not going to let you do anything, right? That's not the kind of team that they are. They are the kind of team that will put you down if you give them the chance, and they'll take any chance they get. But as we get in here, we're going to see V reprising that role on the Sigma, basically the same composition they had on sub-level. Hyper yet to pick a tank, but we're seeing something a little more unique from the side of Guardia Astral, Kratos and Skull. I assume Kratos won't stay on the Widowmaker, but Skull coming out on the Hanzo, looking for the big damage with those headshots.
Yeah, but right now there's still 20 seconds left before the gates open here. There's still a lot of stuff they can swap here, and they might be just sticking on these characters because they want to, tease the production booth here a little bit. But you look at Team Big Dog. This is a pretty normal kind of comp here for defense on Kings Row, minus the Bastion that you would probably expect Nuke to be playing. No, they're coming out with a Soldier, and instead Kratos is coming out on that Bastion. Skull on the Hanzo. You did mention it there a little bit of an interesting pick, but if they can find a headshot, it opens up a lot of doors for them.
Yeah, and we're going to get in here just as fast as we can. Hyper getting a little bit more aggressive than the rest of Guardia Astral here. The sonar arrow going to hit Mandata in the foot. That wasn't very nice. Hyper with a rock to the face. Throwing out the cooldowns left and right from both sides. Hyper under a lot of pressure now. Has to use the immortality field from Dante to stay alive. Everybody is taking so much damage, and a great shield by V to cut off the healing from Dante, and they're walking into spawn now.
Yeah, and you look at Guardia Astral's support line here, you'd think they'd be able to out-support Team Big Dog a little bit, but Team Big Dog, instead of, playing very passive, playing very defensive, they're deciding to be very aggressive, out-damage the healing that Guardia Astral can provide. I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing any swaps come over for them because, Team Big Dog, they've shown you they want to be a little bit aggressive on this comp. Maybe you switch to something that would slow them down.
Kratos dropping into wheels once again, and Hyper's able to take down Scatter. A great early pick there for Guardia Astral, and now they're going to be the ones that are trying to get aggressive here. Paradox has the Amp Matrix ready to go, but has had to back out because he's very, very low. But re-engaging here, Nuke goes down to Landa, but V and PogChamp get back to work, coming back onto this point. Flux out from V, gonna find a lot of damage, gonna kill Dante. The rock comes out into the back of Hyper. Those fists of fury from both Scatter and V are going to be good to take down Hyper through that kinetic grasp, and a great boop from Scatter to put Landa right back into harm's way, and Team Big Dog retakes.
And you saw Team Big Dog, they played that one perfectly. They allowed Guardia Astral to get that one tick. And that was one tick they were fine giving up. They used some ultimates there. They used, the Amp and the Flux to really win that fight, get back in control. Guardia Astral, though, they have a great opportunity here to do a couple combos of their own. The Flux and the Captain Sun, they have used it in the past. I would expect it here again.
And V with those ricocheting orbs dealing so much damage, and a great accretion onto Hyper from V, able to cut the gravitic flux short as the blizzard comes out. It's gonna freeze 3 people here for the side of Team Big Dog, and another pretty decisive fight win.
Yeah, and Guardia Astral, they invested 3 ultimates into that fight. One that they thought they had to win using them there. I don't think the Dragons was necessarily necessary. I feel like you should have probably been saving that for another fight since you already used Captain Sun and Flux, but they decided to use it anyway here. But Team Big Dog, now they're pretty much safe on ultimates right now. They're coming on both their supports, and V will be able to build up to that Flux here pretty quickly. If you're Guardia Astral, Dante and their Amp Matrix, you're going to need to build up here fast. You're going to need to use it pretty early because you want to catch Big Dog off guard.
And they're trying to get over onto this high ground. Those hyperspheres from V dealing a lot of damage, spamming out onto that high ground, almost certainly awaiting out the accretion. Not going to wait much longer, gonna get Hyper up in the sky. The immortality field faded away right after Hyper hit the ground there, but the Amp Matrix from Dante's not gonna find anything. Scatters at beat, comes out. V with 3, trying to find Hyper here. They found the pick onto Nuke, but Guardia Astral have only 10 seconds left, and Hyper goes down again.
Yeah, if you're Guardia Astral, make those swaps to fast characters. Get to point. Try to force a fight. One more. You cannot just let this go to the next round.
Was that a boop from Scatter? I think Scatter just booped Landa right back up into the onto the top of the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play from them there. Team Big Dog, again, I mean, we talked about it a lot. They are a very smart team. They know when to take fights. They know when not to take fights. They allowed Guardia Astral to get that 55% because Guardia Astral used some ultimates there that they were just not comfortable walking into. And now Big Dog, basically, I think all they have to do is win one team fight, and they win this map here. Guardia Astral has to be able to kind of win a couple fights in a row. We've seen them win singular fights in a row. We haven't seen them, stack or just combo one fight win into 2 into 3, because that's what they need to do here. This is going to be a very difficult round for them because of that. And Kratos, Kratos and Skull, I would honestly kind of expect them to come out on the Mei Bastion here, but Skull looks like they want to run the Sojourn here, and Kratos at the moment hasn't picked someone. I would expect it's going to probably be the Bastion if we do see that here. But you look at Team Big Dog, Octane teasing us with the Junkrat. Would not expect it. I don't really expect it. I think they're just on the high ground here for the moment. I think they're going to swap back over to something a little bit different. But you look at Team Big Dog right now, they're pretty much almost running the exact same thing. Yep, going back to the Mei. They're basically running the exact same thing they ran on defense. It worked out great for them there. I imagine it will work out great for them here again. Kratos, though, coming out on the Symmetra. So they want to try to slow down Team Big Dog here a little bit with the turrets.
Yeah. They're moving so fast up to this high ground. Nuke already has a pretty well charged railgun here, and sees, I believe, that Skull up on the high ground. Gonna try and find that pick on to Skull, and will. A great pick there from Nuke, and this fight is already all but over with 2 picks onto Guardia Astral. Make that 3 as Kratos goes it down. It's only about a tick and a half here that Team Big Dog needs, and Hyper's not going to be able to get back in.
Yeah, and like I said, basically one team fight and done is all Big Dog needed to do to win that map, and that's exactly what they did. The speed, I think, kind of caught Guardia Astral off guard. The Symmetra pick, yeah, it could work in some situations, just not able to get anything going there. Everyone on Guardia Astral was maybe a little bit too split up to find a lot of value, but Team Big Dog, again, played it perfectly. They have looked great so far and are already on a series point heading into our little break that we're going to have here.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I see Team Big Dog doing a lot of things that other lower teams don't really do. Like, it feels like they're using their abilities as Valorant utility. Like, V used his shield to get behind Hyper and cut off the healing from Dante and Landa to get the confirm on the kill. And the boops from Scatter have been electric to keep the team away or off, or throwing people back into the fight when they wanted to leave. They just play so smart all the time. They're never, like I said, they're a team that's not gonna let you have anything. You have to take it if you're gonna beat Big Dog. And right now, Big Dog is, the big dog.
Yeah, they're a very technical team. They know when to take fights, when to get out of fights. We've already mentioned that. Guardia Astral, though, they have been able to, kind of scratch the armor a little bit. Haven't really found that kink in it to fully open it up yet. But I feel like, and like I said, they need to be able to win 2 fights in a row. I feel like that will give them a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence, especially going into a team like Big Dog, who, you have to remember, throughout the regular season, not counting the mid-season tournament, never dropped the map. They have looked good tonight, Guardia Astral, but they need to kind of improve it a little bit. And it really comes down to that technical side where Team Big Dog seems to have the advantage.
Yeah, but if it's gonna happen here, the reverse sweep needs to start for Guardia Astral if they want to survive in the upper bracket. But unfortunately, we're gonna cut it to a break, and when we come back, we'll see if Guardia Astral can do it on Flashpoint.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Right now, Big Dog has Guardia Astral up against a wall right now. I guess we'll see going into Flashpoint once we figure out what it is, if Guardia Astral has the hands to fight back.
Yeah, heading into Flashpoint, I mean, it's a 50-50 chance, but sometimes it's a little bit more of a weighted coin with that one there, knowing which map we're going to pick here. But, you know, like we said before break there, Team Big Dog has been very smart with all their fights. When they know they're losing it, they either just quickly die or quickly get out of it, allowing Guardia Astral to really get something going. But then they come right back in and just kind of shut down Guardia Astral really quickly here. And in my opinion, Guardia Astral needs to, you know, win one or two team fights in a row, build up that confidence a little bit here, because like you mentioned, they have a really big hill to climb in this series right now. But Team Big Dog, all they need to do is win one more map here, and they're heading on to winner semis.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know, man. I feel like I keep saying the same thing, but Guardia Astral. I mean, they have had moments where they have where they've come out and they've swung a little bit, but the counter hook from Big Dawg is always a little bit better. And then once the thing is that once Guardia Astral wins a fight, like you've been saying, they have to be able to string their fights together. They just haven't been able to. And if Big Dawg loses a fight, they're able to recollect themselves and come back and explode into the next fight and take over. But it's going to be up to Guardia Astral to take this next map here, which is going to be Suravasa.
Yeah, and Cerebus, I mean, Flashpoint, you want to play fast here, but in the past couple of weeks, I feel like that going from playing really fast to just playing a comp that you feel confident on, a comp that that can win 1 or 2 team fights in a row, it will get you that point here. So we started to see go back to Brawl, a little bit of Poke. Sigma has been really good here lately. We have seen some Junker Queens come out, but I feel like those are mostly in desperation. But we have seen them play really good on Cerebasa in particular. But hey, load it in right now, a couple seconds away from what each team wants to play. Like we mentioned, Guardia Astral has their backs up against the wall here in this series. Team Big Dawg, they're in the driver's seat right now. They're probably comfortable at the moment, but you're seeing right now, Team Big Dawg really not making any swaps here. They don't want to mess around in this series. They want to have it be a quick 3-0, end the series, get off, go to bed. Guardia Astral, though, you're seeing some interesting picks come out here, and mostly just because we haven't seen them. Never mind, Kratos goes back over to that soldier in here, Skull going over to the Bastion, and we have seen Bastion work good for them in the past, but the main problem is once they get into that wheels mode, that assault mode, they become such a big target for Big Dawg that normally they're the first ones taken out of every fight.
Yeah, and Big Dawg has the peace of mind to get out of the way of the Bastion in wheels mode or kill it very, very quickly. So Skull has got a bit of a job here to do, picking up for Kratos, who's gone over to the Sojourn here on Cerebasa. We get started on Market. We'll see what Guardia Astral can do as they get in here, trying to put the damage into V, who is taking a bit. Gets rocked by the accretion, and both immortality fields are out, and it's going to be Skull that's able to take down Paradox early. Landa so very, very low right now, but Kratos is not going to let this go yet. It's a 2 for Team Big Dawg here, but it will be Guardia Astral taking the flip back from Big Dawg.
And you do not understand how big it is for Guardia Astral to keep Hyper alive. They got very low there. PogChamp almost able to take him up, but they keep him alive here. So they're going to be able to kind of set up here on point. But they did lose some members here, and Dante will have to probably go back and taxi them here so they're able to have a good engage fight as Team Big Dawg comes back. But you look at ultimates right now. I mean, if Land is able to get up their Matrix here incredibly, if they're able to get up fast, I would expect them to use it. At this moment right now, it's Big Dawg that has to re-engage into them.
Yeah, the damage is being dealt so handily here for Team Big Dawg. They are able to take down PogChamp. V has looking a little worse for wear there, but Scatter and Paradox get the sig up there on health, and it looks like Guardia Astral's just gonna back up here.
Yeah, but a smart disengage there, but Kratos falling, you take that trade there if you're Team Big Dawg, because now Guardia Astral will have to kind of slow down a little bit, but actually it seems like they just want to take the fight right back to him.
They're actually going to speed up. V does not have any cooldowns though, so Skull's going to get frozen up, taken down. They not able to take care of V when they didn't have the abilities off of cooldown. The Flux is going to come out. It's going to hit V, who goes down here. Guardia Astral going to take the flip here. Scatter so low. Just playing Minecraft parkour map right now as the overclock comes out from Nuke, who has returned. Finding the damage on the Hypers. Able to take down Dante in the back. The airstrike is going to come out from Skull. They're going to try and find a pick here. But the Ice Block from PogChamp and the Immortality Field from Paradox are good to keep it alive. And that might be it for Market.
Yeah, remember a theme of this entire series is Team Big Dog knows when to disengage and when to re-engage in the fight. So that kind of what happened there for them. Guardia Astral, they found a couple picks there, but you saw most of them disengage from the fight and then re-engage at the perfect time. Guardia Astral, they used a lot of ultimates in that fight to just retake the point. Team Big Dog still holding on to their flux, still holding on to their amp matrix here. Looks like they're gonna try to get the point first. Scatter though, trying to be a little bit of a nuisance.
Getting in here, Nuke taking a little bit of damage, but Kratos not looking so great either. Goes down. The flux is huge, dealing a lot of damage to 3 people, and the tracking is great from Nuke to take down Landa, and Big Dog walks in and takes the point here on Temple.
Yeah, and you did see the damage also come out there from Paradox as well. I don't think that was necessarily needed there. I think that the Flux and Nuke kind of did a lot of damage before finding Kratos out. Now you see Skull get off of the Bastion, wants to be a little bit more mobile, wants to be a little bit more nimble, going over to that Echo instead. And now, again, that gets rid of a lot of damage that Guardia Astral has, putting a big focus on Kratos. So trying to pick up the slack there. Same thing with Landa. They need to be doing some damage here, but you cannot allow Nuke to have that angle.
Yeah, Nuke dealing a lot of damage, and PogChamp cleaning up pretty easily there on the Echo. Landa also very low and cut off from the team, all alone, and gets taken down by V. And now Team Big Dog are just going to get aggressive here.
And after what was a very promising first point there for Guardia Astral, yeah, even though they lost it, it looked really good. It was close. Team Big Dog able to save those 2 ultimates after that fight. The Flux and the Amp Matrix pretty much just took control right after that. Nuke found a great opening pick, but the Flux from B kind of just set the tone for this second point. Guardia Astral, you're seeing some swaps come over again. I mean, I talked about it before. Skull going over to the Echo needs some time to build up that duplicate here. But if they invest any ultimates into this fight, I don't think that's the thing to do, but you're seeing Nuke already invest that amp or the overclock.
Yeah, overclock from behind Guardia Astral, and it'll be 2 for Nuke and 2 for Team Big Dog. They're on map and match point here on Suravasa.
I understand what Dante was trying to do there, but I question why they were being very aggressive. You saw Hyper there use the grab to try to get themselves out of the fight, and you do see him spawn right back in very quickly here, but you do just kind of fed a little bit, allow Team Big Dog to build up some ultimates. PogChamp, the Blizzard, they'll be able to use this pretty early if they want to try to catch them off guard, and PogChamp looking like they're hiding behind corners to use it.
PogChamp will drop a Blizzard, and it'll freeze Dante up, and they'll be able to clean it up. Taking down Kratos in the back, and everybody is already evaporated from Guardia Astral, as Team Big Dog gonna get this first fight and flip here on Ruins once again.
And this could be our final point here of the series, especially with Team Big Dog right now. Coming out on the Flux, the Amp, and a beat of their own. Guardia Astral, they're going to have everything here. Skull swapping off of the Echo now, going over to the May. So no duplicate was even built up for them here, but they are close to a Blizzard already. Guardia Astral, though, need to win a team fight here. It is desperate for them as V pops that Flux.
Flux comes out. The accretion is no good for Hyper. Does have a Flux of their own, as the overclock from Kratos is going to come out. Landa got very aggressive there, trying to take on V on that high ground. The beat from Dante to try and keep this fight going. But V finally goes down. Kratos doesn't get traded, though, as a Flux comes out from Hyper. It's not going to find anything, as PogChamp on the 15-player kill streak will make that 16, and this is looking like Guardia Astral is going to be lucky to get one more fight.
Yeah, I would expect to see some swaps come out from them. Dante sticking on the Lucio right pick here. They need to get a touch here. Kratos won't be able to get back there in time. Hyper going over to the ball. They need to get a touch here. They have some ultimates that they could win a fight with, and Team Big Dog doesn't have anything, but Team Big Dog plays it perfectly, getting to Guardia Astral before they're even able to get to the point, and you do see Dante get there just 1 millisecond too late, but it's Team Big Dog moving on with yet another sweep into the upper semis.
Yeah, I mean, they're just such a scary team, right? Like, I can't say anything that I haven't already said, that you haven't already said tonight. But for Guardia Astral, though, I do think that they can definitely make it further in this tournament through the lower bracket. They're not a bad team, right? It's just that Team Big Dog, they're so... I mean, their goal is to play perfectly every week, and and they basically have almost all season, with the exception of that midseason tournament that I know that they were angry about, because I talked to one of the players, and he was definitely upset that they lost that tournament. But like I said, Guardia Astral, they can make some noise in the lower bracket, but Team Big Dog, they're just so electric and good at the game. I fail to see that any team has an easy time getting past them.
Yeah, I 100% agree with everything you said there. Guardia Astral, like you said, I feel like they can make a little bit of noise down in that lower bracket. There's no reason to hang their head on this one. Team Big Dog, we talked about a lot throughout the night. Definitely that team that everyone pretty much has a target on, saying, hey, we need to beat them. We need to make them bleed, and no team has been able to do that yet. But now, as they move into the winter semis, I feel like we're getting to that point where we're going to see a team that could potentially make them bleed a little bit here. Guardia Astral, though, focus on them here for a moment. Get a drop down to the lower bracket now. They have to make a little bit of a run here, have to win 5 games in a row if they want to, 5 games in a row to make it back to grand finals, where I would assume they would be running back into Team Big Dog, but you never know what might happen. Playoffs is a very interesting time. If you go based off seeding, Guardia Astral wasn't supposed to make it to this map here, or this series, but they swept the team they had in the first round to come against Team Big Dog here, but now they drop down to the lower bracket. Team Big Dog, though, like we said, there's not much more we can say about this team. Very good technical team, very good team communication to let them know when to get in and out of fights. And everyone on the team, I don't think we really saw a major mistake from anyone tonight. Some small ones that they could probably look back at to fix a little bit going into that upper semis, but really nothing major.
Yeah, and, unfortunately, that will do it for us tonight. It is a little bit of a later match here, ending at about 11 EST, just about. So thank everybody for coming out and watching tonight. Team Big Dog will move on here. Guardia Astral's not done, though. They have a chance in the lower bracket, so best of luck to both of these teams in their future matches, but that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you all for watching. I was joined by Dex tonight here on the mic, and thank you to Hippie, Orange, Boom, and Little Joe for helping out. I don't know if Boom did or anything, but yeah, okay. So Hippie said no. Boom was just here for vibes, and you know what? That's something into my heart. So thank you all for watching, and I hope y'all all have a great night. Good night, everyone.
Yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.